Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My excitement is at an all-time high. I think I need to make the camera bigger just to make sure that this is transformative content that we're reviewing. So I'm just not re-uploading what they are doing. Down one, there's going to be one of those matches that define the whole tournament because this is down one in tip-top shape against an LPL team that is at the top. The LPL teams don't come into this tournament as equals. JDG and, of course, Top Esports are in a league of their own. Of course, this is a best of one. And the previous games, we had very, very one-sided matches. I thought Rogue and PSG would be one of the closer ones, but I think, honestly, the closest one today was Unicorns of Love versus DRX. And that wasn't close at all. For those who don't know about that one, it's a very, very well-rounded team with very little weaknesses. The most patient team at the whole tournament, by far. And also the most disciplined and the most precise team at the tournament, so by far. JDG and Top Esports sometimes make mistakes that Damwon almost would never do. Damwon only dropped 5 matches throughout the entire summer split. Keep in mind they play best of threes. Damwon preparing against them as an LCK coach felt almost impossible. And they are a very, very well-rounded team, and draft-wise, they've been amazing too. I think in terms of preparation and discipline and patience, this is what makes them a top contender, because this is something that they have better in comparison to Top Esports and JDG. But what Top Esports and JDG have is activity. The level of activity is unmatched. When I talk about activity, it's just every wave matters. Every moment of pressure matters. And this doesn't mean that Damwon is a slow team, but we are comparing these traits at the highest level, because Damwon, JDG, Top Esports are the 3 favorites. And I would really, really be shocked for many years if anyone else breaks that top 3 to win the World Championship. We'll have to pay attention to how the teams progress throughout the tournament, but for now we have 2 bans coming into the top side. This might look like a Camille first pick because we have a lot of AP jungle options. So AD top side is going to be super important. Camille third ban could also make sense. I think Camille for top level teams is going to be super, super high prior. I think Camille might be like 100% pick ban almost. Well, it isn't already in this tournament, but it's going to be picked super, super much by the top level teams. Camille first pick, no surprise there. This is, of course, all live, so yeah, prediction. Volibear top, Ashe Prio, also for the higher level teams, should be the case because Ashe, as a laner, is super, super strong. The planes doesn't define the meta. Pantheon ban aimed towards Barrow. What's so crazy about this matchup, I know everyone's focused on Zoom against Nuguri and Canyon versus Kanavi. We also have the 2 best supports in the whole tournament in this. I wonder here if... so the choice here is Nidalee or Lilia. Nidalee or Lilia. Kanavi prefers Lilia. I think both have arguments for them. With Pantheon ban, it makes Nidalee a little bit worse because Nidalee Pantheon is something that you love to put together. But Canyon naturally should go towards Lilia unless he has something specific in mind against Lilia. I meant Nidalee, not Lilia. He should go Nidalee. Yeah, Nidalee. And then AD carry should be the choice. Probably Jhin or Senna. Senna is good. Jhin is good. But Ashe should be able to dominate that matchup. Twisted Fate straight up. Now the question is, Yagao can do a Silas, can do a Galio. He has options. Pantheon mid could be something that is good against TF. But Showmaker already, we have a very, very top-side heavy team, and Damwon's path to victory is going to be super straightforward. They're going to pick the Volibear, which is a durable champion, you know, but if it falls behind against Camille, Nidalee, and Twisted Fate, it's going to have a hard time. Also, no, the unique thing here with Twisted Fate, you think about AD options that you can match together with Lilia. Lucian is already banned, and picking Set here, I don't think is that optimal. I don't like Set too much in this position with Lilia in your team. Set Nidalee works a little bit better because Nidalee has better burst than Lilia. Lilia is a very strange champion, honestly. But so far, the synergy between Damon's champions is super beautiful, and I like the picks that Damon had presented in the first three. I think this is going to heavily come down to draft. And 4-5, I think with Damon seeing 4 champions, I think they can almost always slot in the right choices. They have Ezreal as a choice. Kalista maybe was the wrong ban. I think the best choices probably is Jhin, Senna, and Ezreal. I think here in this position, you're very happy to play Jhin or Ezreal, and you just play at the farming game on bottom side, because even if you're 30 Cs behind, it's not going to define the matchup. But the key thing is unlocking Lumao and Barrel, because here Bard could be potential high prior for blue side. Bard coming into top side, you pick Bard Ezreal 4-5, could be super neat for this composition. Thresh is banned, a Lumao special. I think mid lane should be picked here. Galio is not that great with Lilia. Silas. Oh, Jace. Jace. Okay. Well, it's an AD champion at least. But Jace into Twisted Fate, it's strong. You have some options in the 2v2. You're very cleanse reliant. You can cleanse the card, dodge the Nidalee spear, and then you're going to win the 2v2 mid. Especially you can itemize Mercury and more, but I like this. If we went for any of the traditional options in Galio and Silas, as I was saying it, I recognize in my mind that this is going to be a losing affair. So now 2v2 mid is definitely something that they can attack. Jhin is the choice. I think if you pick Jhin, you're almost forced to pick Bard, because Lumao is going to pick Bard here, and Bard is going to be super powerful against the enemy team. So the question is, do they go Leona to deny the Bard? Maybe they just don't give a damn and go Bard anyway. So this is also another approach. Pick Leona to make the Bard worse, because you need to make the Bard worse. Okay. Not to lose it is. We don't mind that too much on this channel. Yeah, draft-wise, I feel like, I'm inclined to say that Damwon have won out. I'm inclined just a little bit. But at the same time, I think the reason that is the case in my mind is because I haven't seen too much of Jason to Twisted Fate. And Damon's path to victory seems a lot more clear to me than it is on red side. But JDG definitely have a lot of options in terms of fighting 2v2 mid. But it's going to be tricky for Damwon tricky for JDG to deny the opportunities that Showmaker, Nuguri, and Canyon can create in terms of pressuring the Volibear. So you just have to pay attention to the nature of the game, because 2v2 mid should be winning for JDG, but 2v2 top side should be much easier for them to set up with the Camille, Nidalee, and Twisted Fate, because sometimes Twisted Fate can just ignore mid and just go into top. And then, at high level, like in high level games, all the moving pieces matter. You can't have a player that kind of slacks off because it's going to impact the game too much. Oh, what's happening? That was confusing. The Hermé belt. I started the Hermé belt meta. I started with the Hermé belt, and I think everyone else are copycats when it comes to wearing an Hermé belt. But at least I'm the only one with the gold one. Everyone else has silver, which makes them second place. At least we're winning something. Sandbox not at Worlds. Pepega. Okay. Back to the nitty-gritty. This is going to be a very, very close call, because I think if Volibear is ahead and there's no room for Camille and Nidalee to fight back, then this game becomes very, very tricky. I just feel like JDG, I can trust them to be precise enough to not fall for any potential Twisted Fate, Nidalee, Camille, but it's so hard to avoid it. So it feels like it's almost inevitable. So in terms of who won draft, honestly, it all comes down to the first 6 minutes of the game. I think who won draft. I like that JDG have a stronger 2v2 mid, but the fact that Yagao doesn't have cleanse definitely gives some options. Airy also feels very wrong. Yagao, even though he has played Jace in the past, usually the way JDG approached the game is that Yagao plays for Kanavi, not the other way around. And with Jace, you could argue that that's the case. And then someone's going to ask me, well, if not Airy, what should he go? I would go Electrocute in this matchup. And then, sure, I understand why you wouldn't go Cleanse, because Mercury is super, super good. But Jace is such a fragile champion that even within a stun, he can sometimes die. But maybe he's going to go like a semi-tanky Yagao build. JDG love doing this always against top esports. They went for the level 1 limit. There's a stun. Kanavi is very low HP. They can maybe look for a flash, but Kanavi also has flash. Lemao is just dead. And Nuguri committed all the way. Very, very nice. This is something JDG did all along. They did this always, always, always against top esports. And Nuguri just had the mindset to stick around and, just commit all the way. But in terms of how this impacts the game, Camille now used TP and Jin is the one with the kill. The big advantage is Jin getting a kill doesn't fucking matter. Most of the time doesn't fucking matter at all. Beryl used Flash and Beryl used Ignite. That is going to probably be worse for the lane than anything. The big advantage here is that Kanavi is very slow with his jungle path, and Nidalee can actually recover the fact that Camille doesn't have TP. Lumao and Loken have the bottom prior. They're going to be dominating for the next 3 minutes minimum. There is no payoff here for Ghost having the first blood. Nidalee taking the red. Volibear is having a hard time. He's tried to push in. Nuguri, I believe he froze the wave. I don't know if Zoom managed to bounce it, because that's the thing that you need to hope for. Zoom needs to push 2 into the tower and then bounce, and then he'll be safe. If he didn't manage to do that and top is now frozen, then he's in trouble. But it looks like he did manage to push 2 into the tower. Very important learning lesson here. If the enemy team kind of divides the map and you see Nidalee cross over, very important that you, as a top laner, especially playing Volibear into Camille, you have prior level 1, you push 2 into the tower, bounce, and then let the cannon wave stack a wave into yourself. Very important, because this made Zoom very, very safe. Very important as well to point out that Kanavi managed to take the red. Nidalee did Raptors, got level 2, and then went through mid into top side just to make sure that Camille is safe. Because if Kanavi was there to contest top side, maybe an early gank would have broken Camille's legs completely. So Camille didn't go for a base, very surprising. I think with that 4th wave stacking into the tower, getting the base in, it would have been clutch, because now Zoom has a TP advantage and can potentially, get something out of this lane phase. But Canyon's still on top side. Kanavi's still playing for his own efficiency, and now Kanavi's going to be very unhappy to recognize that his topside camps are counter jungle, and he's going to waste a lot of time. So Nidalee is definitely ahead here, especially knowing that well, honestly, their camps should spawn at a very similar time. So I wouldn't say that she's super, super far ahead, but she's decently far ahead. Not sure what Kanavi is doing here. Is going for golems. I think if he ran into Nidalee here, it would have been very, very dangerous, because it's hard to predict exactly that Nidalee would go for base. Maybe she would clear golems before, but Kanavi knows more about Nidalee Lilia matchup than I do, so I'll just take it for what it is. I just imagine a world where he face checks there. It would be very dangerous. Beryl no flash, and that's a kill. Beryl with a big mistake here. Spear onto Lumao. He tanks it, blocks it. Loken can slow. Cannon gets hit. That's the auto. This is very dangerous. Jesus Christ, what is happening? Oh, Loken gets a kill. Loken has flash. He cleansed a bit too early. This is madness. Yagao has nothing to do here. No mana, no damage. He can't do this. This is not good. That's a flash again, and that's a root. No cleanse. And there's TP from Volibear. This is madness. Jeez, we're going to take a step back, because we need to review this. Because I was just saying it's mad. So here, I was very surprised that Kanavi went for the face check here. Like, TF is missing, and Nidalee, we didn't know for certain that she was in fact basing. But maybe with the health situation of Canyon, maybe he just assumed it would happen. Canyon is healthy. Like, imagine Canyon just prances down here to clear the Raptor camp and then Golem into base to get better items. Because here he went for Sapphire Crystal. Maybe he should go Dark Seal or maybe amplifying tome. Maybe that's an argument for why he would do this. Kanavi face checks that, runs into a Nidalee, and he's in trouble here. But Battle, no flash, gets punished, gets killed, and then everyone's stuck in between. Canyon coming out of base, and then the chase continues. Maybe the right move was just to give up Lumao at this point and let Yagao push mid. Yagao just pushes mid, you get another wave, and then boom, you're happy, you give up Lumao. Canyon dies, and then Loken uses 2 summoners. I think also maybe Kanavi could just walk away. Like, why the fuck is he sticking around? Like, here it's just giving an opportunity for the Jin to kill. Like, here it's just prancing around, and then there's a flash kill for Ghost. He could have just walked away, no problem. There's a lot of imprecise things here. Very, very a lot of many imprecise moves. But this is what I meant, with JDG being a very, very high activity team with less precision, because his TP is not good. There were decisions in this fight that, in hindsight are easy to point out, but with the level of activity that JDG and Top Esports play at, this is sometimes things that you run into. So now we reviewed it, we looked at the things that they can do better. Still, the most sad thing about this, it's going to matter eventually because this Jin is very, very strong, but this is probably the least impactful carry with kills. Twisted Fate with kills is going to impact the whole map. Camille with kills is going to also impact the whole map. Zoom now using TP bottom is going to give Camille some breathing room. It's going to be super, super clutch because Camille did in fact commit bottom side in level 1 and use TP top. And then when you TP level 1, Camille's TP cooldown is super, super long, right? Because it scales with levels. So, okay. Some imprecise moments. Manamune build in mid. Very surprising, honestly. This is usually not a matchup that you would do it. You would go Manamune with Conqueror when you're playing against tanks. Manamune scales well and all, but this is a game that is going to be decided based off of the activity in the early game. But it also depends on base timers. Like if you only have 900 gold, buying pickaxe would makes much more sense than buying 2 long swords, right? You get 5 additional AD and you have a neater gold number as you're leaving. But I don't know about... sorry for not moving the camera, guys. Very, very sorry. I apologize. I just need to make a camera a little bit bigger because I don't want to get, copyright struck by Riot Games. Now Jin with item advantage, bottom prio, first Drake, always convenient. But this game is still in the hands of what is going to happen topside. But even in a case where Camille is even, Camille is happy against Volibear. Camille scales better, and for now, this game state is very, very good for that one. Showmaker hovering into topside, but only with the Dark Seals mana pool is not that big. I'm not too sure about this Ari technology here for Yagao. He has 1 biscuit. He's going to take blue from Kanavi very soon, so that's going to be alright. His mana is not going to be a problem. Kanavi still hasn't recovered completely from the early game. Canyon's going to reach level 6 first. Kanavi clearing its top, leaving blue, so Jace no blue, which is pretty awkward, but Kanavi can't really waste time. And down one now, using both prio to continue to invade. This blue is super important. Look at Yagao's mana pool. It is super, super clutch to deny this. And we mentioned before that all moving pieces matter. Even though Jin is not the most exciting person to have these skills on, it is finding its way. Like this advantage from Jin is spilling over to everyone else in the team. Nidalee invaded, got the blue. Now the question is if Kanavi and Zoom can cause enough damage on the top side to counterplay this, because they knew this invade on bottom side was coming. JDG have enough foresight and respect for Damwon that they know that this play is going to happen. Now the question is if they can push Camille far out enough to set up a situation. There's a 3v3 on top side, but Kanavi is too scared to face check into Nidalee because I guess his imagination is my face check and Nidalee would finish jungle item, and now Kanavi has the same. That kill really, really important for Kanavi, especially when he skated by just getting an AP jungle item. Because if you do a full clear with AP jungle item, it's so much quicker than without. So imagine he's sitting here on a Finnish Codex, Sapphire Crystal. It's going to be very, very harsh. The next thing in line is, of course, Rift Herald. We're going to see if Jin and Leona, all they do is just hover from bottom into mid. My cat is My cat is scratching the door, but he knows that I ate sausage for breakfast, and that's why he is really, really crazy. If I let him in, he would just start walking all over the desk, and he would just look for sausage. He just turns into that mode whenever... Okay, I'm just going to open it. Hey, Cookie. There's no sausage here, okay? No sausage. And speaking of Herald, they just get it. Straight up get it. Canyon recognizing top tempo is in their advantage. Volibear base after Camille, and they just get it. Damwon in a very, very good position to win this game. There's a sleepy. Not a good fight here. Twisted Fate's gonna go. Alright. This... I hate to speak in hyperboles, but this is already pretty much game over. This is a very, very tough position. Kanavi dying, Canyon annihilating him, Beryl finding this opportunity. Desperate fight. This is what we were talking about. The way JDG needs to play out the game is far more complicated than Damwon's way of playing out the game. Like, oh, stop eating the sausage paper. Cookie. The way that they need to play out the game is far more complicated than Damwon, because Damwon, you can easily picture it, right? There's Nidalee, and there's Twisted Fate, the Camille, easy synergy, easy combinations. Jace and Lilia 2v2, sure, maybe there's some opportunity there, but nothing too exciting. Like Damwon is straight up 3v4ing here. They're 3v4ing. Cookie, don't eat the sausage paper, please. Beryl now showing up, and this game is honestly over. Herald is gonna drop. First tower is gonna go, and that's a 3,000 gold advantage right off the bat. This is annihilation. Damwon showing better preparation, and after that level 1, Canyon just took a lead and just flew away with it. Very, very good prep. And JDG just seemed to be exactly the same team that we saw in the finals against Top Esports. So that's hilarious to me. And just to clarify, I predicted JDG because I knew everyone would predict Damwon. And I thought if there's going to be an upset, this would be the one, because I wanted to get ahead in points. Anyhow. We continue. In order for JDG to come back, they need to find some one-shot or something, but their composition is not too exciting. Trinity Force soon finish on Camille. Volibear is buying Black Cleaver, I imagine, which is also not so exciting. Black Cleaver is not so good in this game. Infernal Drake. Wow. Damwon playing super, super well, man. Wow. All of the chaos that happened in this game went in Damwon's favor. And then these champions are just... Yeah. This is just... You have to... I guess... Don't eat the plastic cookie. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away, Cookie. Alright, we have a fight. Beryl dropping low. JDG. Showmaker's in trouble. Showmaker's flash. Oh, Q is running out for Zoom. They're getting out. All of them are getting out. Luma is out. Jesus. This looks like a chance here for JDG. Twisted Fate has no position to TP in. Maybe on the Wolves. Maybe on the Wolves. Go on the Wolves. Or Showmaker already ulted. Maybe you could go on the Wolves there and maybe continue this fight, because they had vision over everyone, and JDG were very scattered. 4k gold lead is massive, guys. Monster. So we had the level 1, we had the massive brawl on bottom side, and then Nidalee, like her pathing in terms of staying ahead of Kanavi, going into the red buff. And then Kanavi running into Canyon there, where Canyon had the quicker base for AP jungle item, and Canyon went for it. This little wall here is so helpful. Like this mountain soul wall is so clutch. Because this fucks with Nautilus big time. Like Canyon was hidden behind this rock here as he was arrowed, and there was no continuation from JDG because they don't know what's going on behind that little wall. Very interesting that you get to see, an opportunity or a game where this is actually impactful, how the map changes. So that's super cool. JDG still need to find miracles to win this game. Damwon didn't base in a long time though. They're sitting on a lot of money. No TP on for JDG. Look at Lumao's fucking sidestep, man. Jesus Chrysler, man. Look at that. Whew. What a beast. And then he cancels Leona's E, man. What the fuck, man? Look at him, man. He cancels Leona E so he doesn't get queued. And then he just walks away like it's fucking Friday, man. Jesus. And then boom. Yagao got snapped. We missed that. I'm not a fan of the LPL observers. I think we've been very spoiled by both the LCK observers and the LEC observers. I probably think like LEC observers are the best in the business, man. They are really, really insane. Now Damwon spent that gold. 2 minutes till Drake. This is probably going to be the last big opportunity. So Zoom went for Black Cleaver. Very disappointed. Like, what's the point of Black Cleaver here, man? Just go Trinity. Get yourself a Spirit Visage later or something. Like Trinity Force would just be better here, even though it's pricier. I don't know, maybe he just wants to spike before, of course, the Drake that is coming up. But Black Cleaver is uninteresting here as an item. We have the Ornn ban. Yes, it's tough to find top laners that synergize well with the AP junglers. So when Renekton and Ornn is out and you don't have the foresight to remove Camille, I think your draft is going to be in a rough position unless you're ready to play like AD champions that are really unorthodox, like maybe a Fiora or something, but I'm not too hyped on those champs. Barrel managed to get Aftershock, which makes him survive a little bit longer. Still, should be a winning fight for Damwon. Very good ult here from the Guri. He dodges the Nautilus ult. The sleep lands. Loken. Oh, Jhin, final bullet. They got Barrel, but doesn't matter too much. I guess the reason Yagao actually went for Maramune is because his team is, I guess, AD heavy, and he's assuming that Zika's arm guards are gonna land. This is something that I realized as we were moving on into the game. But Volibear is so goddamn useless, man. He's never gonna recover, and the same, honestly, for Kanavi on the Lilia. A lot of champions that are feast of famine on JDG's side, and you'd hope that JDG would be able to use the fact that Jace should be a little bit stronger, but Showmaker is the better player in contrast to Yagao, and I think just not banning Camille there on third was the big mistake. Had to ban Nidalee there on thirds instead of Pantheon. I think you can't be banning Pantheon at this stage of the tournament, and Damwon, their prep, showing up big time. Need to keep in mind this is best of ones, right? So this is something that JDG easily can adapt, making sure that they don't die like they did. And Kanavi tends to become a little bit too reckless in his approach to the game. We had the situation on bottom side, and then boom, JDG are trying to cover for this Rift Herald, but this Rift Herald is unimportant. Look at the beauty of the wave states for Damwon. The bottom wave is crashing into the tower. This is JDG missing minions. They have the Rift Herald taken, and then here as, of course, Barrel gets stunned, applies the Aftershock with his ultimate. Everyone's taking damage from both Showmaker and Ghost, very well positioned. They're throwing in spells, Nuguri here with the ultimate as the Nautilus ult lands to deny it. Very nice. Good sleep, but it's not enough. And Damwon are heading towards Soul Point. And here we see the Black Cleaver, a Volibear in action. He is getting annihilated by this hyena that is Camille. And there is the ult. Everyone is in sight. Zoom is gonna die. And yeah, we're just pretty much waiting for this game to be over at this point. I think there is absolutely no recovery. Wow, complete annihilation. We knew this game would be decided very early on, and we had some craziness, and Damwon is not a team that is ever going to throw away a lead. Never, ever. We spoke about it too. They are the most precise team at this tournament. And that is why people see them as a tournament favorite and also a potential tournament winner. And I can see it, man. I can easily see it. If we look at the games of today, if we are making, you know, some rash conclusions of day one, then Damwon had the toughest opponent and they looked the cleanest while beating them. Sure, it's best of one. It's only one game and a lot of things can change. But this sparks for a conversation. JDG, maybe, you know, maybe Rogue can upset them, right? Rogue can definitely upset them. Because Rogue did some very, very nice things today. Look at Lumao's fucking Nautilus mechanics, man. Who else on Nautilus does this shit? What a fucking baller. JDG are not the type of team to back down, because there's not really anything to back down from. Ooh, Mad Life, the Flash, predict. Boom from Beryl, very beautiful. Beryl dies, but so will the rest of JDG, so it's no problem. This should transfer into a Nash. That's an ace. And Damwon start this group off 1-0. Okay. Okay. Exciting. Zoom with one of the worst Volibear builds ever in this game. I think itemization wouldn't save this game though. I'll be always on the lookout for optimization. Sorry, I'm just scratching my leg. I have an itch. Cookie is just asleep on my desk waiting for sausage sounds. You're very cute, Cookie. But I don't want you to eat plastic. I like how Damwon's logo is too big. Look at this. Damwon's logo just doesn't fit. Amu. Baron power play with Red Bull. Yeah. These JDG are trying something, I guess. Oh. I don't know. For Jace mid to work, you need to be so good at Jace. And I don't associate Yagao with being like super good on any specific champion. Oh, that's a flash. Luma's on a magical journey. And there we go. This must feel good for the LCK as well because of how the group teaser was, right? The big conversation was that group teaser. It's just, at this point, he's just staggering him. I should let Twisted Fate get this one, man. TF has Majais. What a masterclass from Damwon. Very, very nice gameplay. Holy. Just pay attention to Reddit, guys. And pay attention to all the social media about how everyone's going to run and jump to conclusions about JDG and Damwon. Oh, LPL, look, LPL have no chance. LPL overrated. It's 1 vs 1, guys. Let's give it some time. This was Damon draft advantage, I think. Level 1 advantage. Very, very smart stuff. JDG just kind of continued doing the same old, same old. Lilia comes into question. Giving up Camille in this position also brings up question. Volibear, Lilia, Jace just feel like lower quality champions in contrast to everything else. Loken and Barrel as solid as ever. I think very underrated bot lane. And here we go. Complete destruction. That's asleep, trying to save their jungler, but it doesn't work. And Damwon are the winners. What an exciting fucking day one, man. This game was done and dusted pretty fast. Canyon had a jungle advantage, and the key takeaway is that Kanavi, even though he didn't have that much competition in his own region, even against Kanavi, can deliver a fucking masterful performance. Damwon completely annihilating JDG, completely annihilating them in this game. Every step of the way, better play and better preparation, better draft. Many things to be proud about when it comes to Damwon. Exciting stuff. Take a bow. Cheers, lads. That's the potential world champion right there, man. Oof. But I think Rogue is going to watch this and say, wow, JDG is beatable. Very beatable. I don't think it's, we can draw some conclusions off of this, but not too many. And I have to say that because everyone's going to jump to massive conclusions. But it does feel good, I imagine, for Damwon after the teaser where Showmaker had 5 seconds of screen time and they showcased the entire JDG roster. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you guys on the next game as we will continue the coverage of now Group C in game 5 and 6 of the World's Group Stage. See you during the video. Bless you and bless your face.